Hello, everybody. We're finally live. If you don't know me, this is the first time you're seeing me. My name is Beatrice Otie. And what do? I'm actually a gospel singer. Watch out for my website. Something great is coming up. And I am an immigrant in Canada as well. I'm also someone's wife. I'm Bobby's wife. A lot of people have been asking me, when are you going to show me Bobby? Don't worry, you'll see him very soon. And I am an author. I'm a recent author. And my daughter too. So yeah, I'm a child. I'm a child of the Most High God. I'm God's worshipper. I'm a queen. Anyway, so let's get right into it. I'm also a vlogger. So what I do is because of I had a lot of challenging experiences, and my message, my target audience are actually people who are students who are trying to come to Canada, who has no idea, who keep thinking that, oh, Canada is this fairy tale wonderland in their head. But in reality, it's not that fairy tale wonderland in their head. When you come here, the scale falls off of your eyes and you get to see reality. So what I do is I try to I'm not shying you away from Canada. I'm not telling you don't come, but come with the right expectation. Come properly prepared, come properly planned so you don't make mistakes I made. And you get to save time, you get to save money, you get to save costs, and you enjoy the experience. So I'll try not to sing because the I think the previous one I was singing one of Sinachi's song. People have been asking Beatrice, when are you going to drop some really great singles? Keep an eye on my channel because you don't know when things will happen. But when you turn on that notification, you never know, right? You never know. So this particular live broadcast will just be answering some of the common questions about Canada. Some of the I've seen a bunch of questions on Quora. I'm just gonna make this live broadcast about like answering some of the common question, myths, the fees, the cost, the time factor. Immigrating to Canada is time consuming. If I could turn back the hands of time, I don't know. I don't think I would have. Maybe I would have gone to the United States, but you never know. You never know. I'm actually grateful I'm here because I'm hearing there's a lot of things going on in the United States in regards to shooting and all that. So I'm grateful for where I'm at. I thank Jesus. I thank the Lord thus far. So let's get into the topic for today. So where will I start from? So I'll start with just coming to Canada as a general. I always tell people, like, people message me on Facebook, people message me on LinkedIn, people message me on YouTube, and they'll be like, oh, I want to come to Canada, the wonderland, the beautiful place, blah, blah, blah. It's like America, it's everybody's dream. Like, Canada is actually hot cake. Everybody wants to come here. And I tell them, what are you going there to do? They don't know. They are blank. When you not ask, okay, what are you going to Canada to do? They don't even know, but they want to come. They just want to come. And it doesn't work that way, right? You can't just say you want to come. It doesn't work that way. So the very first thing I tell people, and I have a freebie, although it's not ready yet, it will be ready by next week. It's going to be for free. You can get it for free on my website. My website is coming up. I'm changing things right now, and it will just talk about the factors to consider before moving to Canada. And I do have a checklist for students. I have a checklist for a workbook so that they can quiz themselves before coming here because if you do not prepare, my dear, life will get tough. That's my saver. Life will get tough for you. You don't want to be that person, okay? Like I was saying, before you come to Canada, the first thing is, why am I coming? The why question is a big question. How will I come? That's another thing. Why are you coming and how will you come? And what will you do? Right? So the three basic questions is, why am I coming? How am I coming? And what am I coming to Canada to do? Right? These are the three basic questions. If you can answer these three basic questions, it's easy to come here, right? And if I was gonna break down, I don't know if I will actually turn this masterclass or video into a course, although I don't have slides, but I may turn it into a course. You never know. Anyways, there are two pathways. There's the permanent route and then there's the temporary route. And I always advise people, if you know in the long run, and that my factors to consider has a map anyways. It's $1.99. But if you download my freebie, oh no, if you get it, you get my factors to consider for free. What am I saying? Oh my god. If you get the workbook, if you're a student and you want to get a workbook on my website, which I will include the details here. If you are returning, please subscribe, like, share, click on the thumbs up. For those who are on my Facebook group, um, go on my YouTube channel. Please invite your friends on my Facebook group. Please don't be shy to invite your friends over here. This is invaluable knowledge. I am living in Canada, and I get to tell you the reality. A lot of people keep, I think I already trashed that in the beginning. Keep thinking Canada is this fancy place. Yes, there are tons of benefit, but there are some realities you need to know. There are some realities you need to know. So where was I? So there are two pathways to come. There's the temporal and then there's the permanent. For the permanent, you can come through provincial nominee, which I'm dealing with right now on my channel. You can come through express entry, which has provincial nominee, federal skill worker, federal skill trade, express entry, all the provinces and territories and the federal system. Also, before I proceed, actually let me finish. And then there's the temporal path. The temporal path is either you're coming to visit your fiance, husband, wife, boyfriend. Anyways, or you are coming to study, or you're coming to work. So temporary means you go back to your home country, you go back to where you're coming from. But permanent means you are going to stay in Canada permanently, and from there you get your Canadian citizenship. So these are the two major roads to Canada. Like I told you guys in the beginning, you have to answer the what am I doing here? How am I coming here? And why am I coming here? So grab a sheet of paper like this one and write it out. How am I coming to Canada? Why am I coming to Canada? What am I doing in Canada? If you can answer these three questions. So for the temporal pathway, and those are my client avatar, it's very easy for you to go from temporal to permanent, right? It's very easy for you to go from being a student to becoming a permanent resident. Let me look at the camera. Sorry, guys. It's very easy for you to be a student and then go to a permanent residence route. It's kind of not easy to go from being a permanent residency to temporal, because then you are revoking your permanent residency, which not a lot of people do, and I wouldn't even advise that. But most people go from study to permanent residency. Most people just study and then they go back to their country because maybe they don't like Canada or things weren't working out. And we'll trash that. We're coming to that. I believe this will be for, depending on how I answer these questions, because these questions are some of the questions here from Quora. Some were the ones people messaged me on. Some were the ones people like, which we talk about this thing now, So, and me, I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm going to my 30s. So looking at age, I'm like, what is there to be afraid of? This is life. How many more years do I have to live that I'll be afraid of some? And I just trash things as it is. Although I try not to use derogatory words, but I tell you truth. You understand? Because the way when life will do you, you will know. You will know. Me, I'm Afarian. So I just told you guys about the temporal path. Oh, you can also come to Canada via work. Anyways, you can become a permanent residency via work. That's if you get a job offer. So let me just reiterate. So for permanent residency, it's either you do it through express entry, which is provincial nominee, Canadian experience class, federal skill worker, federal skill trade or work, visiting for temporal. So temporal ways to be in Canada is studying, visiting, working. Sometimes on rare occasions, you can use work to become a permanent resident. So my client avatar is people who are coming to study, because if I could turn back the hands of time, I always say that I don't think I was studying in Canada. Well, in Ontario, sorry. I don't think I was studying in Ontario. I was studying in Canada, but not in Ontario, maybe in a different province. And go watch my YouTube channel, my YouTube video. I've told you, I'm talking about Manitoba. Now, Manitoba will be dropping next week. No. We're still on Ontario provincial nominee. So Manitoba will be after this week. So the week after this week, we'll be talking about Manitoba. I'm not going to disclose anything here. Go on my YouTube channel, subscribe, and go watch those videos, okay? I took my time to give you those valuable content, so go do that. If you're a new subscriber, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Subscribe, like, share, click on the thumbs up. Thank you. So my client avatar is people who are studying. Those are the people that is me. That's my story. Coming here all alone, lost. If you've not listened to my story, I shared the part 1. I'll be sharing the part 2 in May or in April. I'm a little bit sensitive, right? Wisdom. Before I drop the part 2. don't want to get into any trouble. Anyways, so I shared my story of how I lost my wife. I came here alone, and a lady helped me, and the hustle and bustle, and I was able to fit in. And then on my third year, I got into a mental breakdown. So I don't know how every other person's story was, but this is my own personal story. That's why I'm like, okay, I want people who are coming to plan and prepare so they don't make the same mistake I made. Is this thing on? Let's see. Just making sure. Okay, it's on. So for the studying part, if you are coming to study, what are you actually coming to study? And that's why we're still going back to our first question. What are you coming to do in Canada? How are you coming to Canada? Why are you coming to Canada? So what are you coming to study? I will usually advise that, because and before I get in Canada, there's no such thing as malpractice. You work everything yourself. Some people, they don't sleep. There was one exam I took, environmental physiology. I did not sleep. It's a lot of hard work. That's why they respect American degrees, because once you earn a grade, you earned it. There is no such thing as malpractice. You will never see the answer anywhere, although you have to practice and read very well to excel in the exam. So what I always ask people, what are you coming here to do? Are you coming to, sorry, not what are you coming to do? What program are you going to take? I will usually advise, if before you come though, that workbook, go get that workbook. Like, that workbook is cheap, it's $1. If you want me to drop it for you, I'll drop it. Just go get that workbook, because wow, before you come, what program are you going to take? Are you going to take nursing? Take a program that is easy to get a job. Because if you take a program that is easy to get a job, it is very easy for you. Like, if you take a course, if you take a like a BSc or master's or postgraduate, that's easy for you to get a job. It won't be hard for you to get into the labor market, because immigrating to Canada, especially for those people who want to come permanently, immigrating to Canada, it's the labor market. Canada is trying to meet the labor shortages here. Canada is trying to meet the labor shortages. They are not looking at your pretty face or that you have money. Are you able to fill the labor shortages? If you're able to fill, sorry for that. If you're able to fill the labor shortages, then this is for you. Well, I can't even pronounce that. Then this is for you. So nursing is a good degree. Web developer is a good degree. Computer science is a good degree. Engineering is okay, but that's if you want to go to Alberta. And the province, you have to consider the province. You know what? I'll be doing more videos, but that my workbook is a book you should get. I think I should also make a course. Think about that. I think I should do that as well. The program and then the province. Now, if you are going to stay in Canada and you want to immigrate, listen. If you're going to stay in Canada and you want to immigrate, get permanent residency, get a program that is easier for you to hit the labor market. The reason I'm saying this is because Canada, when you want to now go through the permanent route via permanent residency, remember I talked about temporary and permanent. When you now want to come to Canada via permanent residency, they check your NOC number. And your NOC number is the skills you are doing, is what you are working. And usually, most people who study, they come via the Canadian Experience class. If you don't know what Canadian Experience class is, that was the most recent video on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. Go check it out. I put a lot of work into that video. You understand? So most people who study come through Canadian Experience class. You don't want to be doing a job that your NOC level is not. Your NOC level is not OA or B. And if your NOC level is not OA or B, it's hard to immigrate. It's very hard. You'll be losing so much time. You see, you can make more money, but you can't get more time. So you should sit down and don't let you. The thing is, my parents were telling me, study medicine. Yes, medicine is good, but the process to get a medical degree in Canada is tedious. I know a very, very bright boy. Very, very bright, but he's a man now. But he could not do medicine. It's not like he could not do it. He can, he has the brain, but the eligibility requirement is too high and frustrating. In Canada, if you want to become a medical doctor, guess what? You first do a 4 years degree. After you do a 4 years degree, you have to write MCAT. And if you're writing MCAT, your grade has to be like banned. I don't know if it's banned, but it has to be like up the roof. After that, you have to do a residency. I believe it's from 4 to 6 years. And then after that, before they can make you a proper doctor. And there are certain requirements, there are certain things you need to pass. You cannot just say you want to become a medical doctor in Canada. No, they will not agree. Sorry for being dramatic. No, they will not agree. You will work for it to be a medical doctor. Nigeria is 6 years now. Here is more than 6 years, 9 years or 10 years at least. You want to become a medical doctor. I'm sorry for being dramatic, but I'm just dishing out the reality here for you guys. Because this is the thing that, so if you want to do medical doctor, sit down and think, I really want to go to Canada. Or should I do a medical doctor degree? What is the process like? How much will it cost? I remember when you're applying for when you're applying for your residency, if you want to become a medical doctor, you are going to be paying those schools. You're going to be paying them, and it's not cheap. No, it's not cheap. We'll get to the cost. So make sure that if you're going to go from the temporary route, which is studying, to the permanent route, which is permanent residency, make sure your program is the program you took is going to give you a job when you graduate, and the knock level is going to fall under express entry system, and it's going to meet their labor market needs. If you're going back to your own country, that's good, but you must meet that labor market need if you want to go through the permanent. I went from study, work, COPR, and PR. Oh, people ask me what COPR, confirmation of permanent residency. So it's a very tough process. It's very tough. It takes a long. I don't even want. That's why I told you guys I'm going to be dropping my part 2 by the grace of God in May or April. Come and we'll grab popcorn and we'll talk about it. It's a tough experience, and I love the fact that I started this because I want to share it with the world so that you get to start seeing some reality. I try not to complain. I'm a positivity enthusiast, and I try not to be negative. But there are certain things that when you now see the reality of it, you get frustrated because nobody told you. Sometimes people should share their experience. Oh, Canada is not really all that. So you come here, you hustle. Some things are frustrating. To get your permanent residency here is struggle. In addition to when you study, after studying, you have to, and your tuition fee is 3 times Canadian tuition. It's inexclusive from your rents. It's inexclusive from your transportation. It's inexclusive from your feeding. And your 3 basic needs, food, clothing, and shelter. And they are not cheap. Food, clothing, and shelter are not cheap in Canada. So young people, before you come, go get my workbook. I listed everything there. You can actually write on it as well. I think I should make a paperback for it on Amazon. It's on Amazon, but it's an ebook on Amazon. Go get that book. I'll try to see if I can leave the link here. It's a very tough experience. And I see people going back to their home country because they're just frustrated with the whole process, And one thing, everything in Canada is process-based. Whether you are coming to school, or you are coming to get a job, or you are going to become a lawyer, or you are going to get a vehicle, everything is process. And I'm going to be doing a video on vehicle. You guys should calm down. I got one. I will do a video on that one. I will do a video. So yeah, I'm trying not to be dramatic, but it's the reality. And I feel for students that when I hear, oh, Beatrice, this person went back to Nigeria, or this person went back to Afghanistan, or this person went back to India, it's not their fault. They were not told. I know of some India students, 10 of them who slept on the floor. They said, oh, the consultant told them when they come here, they'll be able to, they'll have their own place. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. They were on the floor. Google it. Google it. I'm not joking. They were lying down on the floor. Right now, some of them are doing well. Some stayed back and they're excelling. I don't know if they did a GoFundMe or something, but it's rough. Canada is rough. Canada is really, really rough. It's a tough experience. But if you prepare, I know people who prepared and they're excelling. I know people who prepared and right now she's a millionaire right now. She's doing, even go check out on LinkedIn. She's soaring. If you prepare, you will do well. If you know how you're coming here, you know why you're coming here, you know what you're gonna do here, and you have it drafted, you will excel. Nothing will stop you. Most people who come here, they come here blindly. And then when their eyes are open, they'll be like, oh, Yes, the government of Canada, after you work, you can file for tax. They give you money, which is good. They also give you their healthcare system. I worked in the hospital. Their healthcare system is top notch. You can't beat it. You you can't beat their healthcare. It's too much. It's too much. That's their area of excellency, and that's why to become a medical doctor here is extremely tough. They make you go through a lot to become a doctor, a lot. And the worst thing is sometimes they can even take that residency from you if a customer files a complaint. If a patient, not a customer, files a complaint. It is well. So for people who are coming through the temporal path, please know your what, your how, and your why. If you know those three, it's okay. Now I want to mention something. I think I also mentioned it on my video where I talked about my story. Know your personality type. Are you an extrovert or an introvert? Are you melancholic, choleric, or phlegmatic? Go Google that to know what those words mean. If you don't like staying with people, it will be hard for you to stay. It will be hard for you to stay in Canada. I'm sorry. If you are the type that it will be easy, Sha. Like it will be easy for you. Like I am an introvert a little bit. I can be an extrovert if I want to be, but I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert. I like being among people, so I rent an apartment. There's some when you first come to Canada, you share a house with a couple of other students. Otherwise, you will pay. Hey, so the fees around like from 400 to 1,000. So you might pay 400, 450, 500, and from there, if you're gonna if you can't tolerate the noise or you can't tolerate insults, I've been through hell. Like I've been through a lot. There was a time there was this tenant that was complaining. I sing about my singing, and she escalated it into another issue. I had to leave the house. I had to look for another place to live in. This is my own personal experience. Someone else would be like, I can't take this, I'll go back to Nigeria. So if you need to know your personality type, and there's a lot of things that some people cannot just tolerate. And I'm sorry to say, you need to sit down and actually say, okay, can I take this? I know of someone who got into a messy fight with a Canadian and he got arrested or something. I don't know, but what people say was a racist. It became a racist anthem, or they said it was a racist movement or so. That why will he be slapped by the person who is a Canadian, and I don't know. It was a whole blah 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 story. It wasn't at the University of Windsor. I schooled there and I saw it online, and I'm like, these are things that happen. This is something that almost happened to me. But because I'm a calm person and I can tolerate people's misbehaviors, but not everybody will tolerate it. So you need to check yourself. Are you the type that you flare easily, you get angry easily? If someone corrects you, you can't take it. Check that. Are you the type that if someone steps on your toe or someone throws your food away, they've actually thrown my food away here in Canada. Someone threw my food that I bought with my hard-earned money here in Canada. I'm telling you guys reality. So, but I'm a calm person. I can take it. I can take it. But can you take it? Can you? So these are the questions you need to sit down. Don't just jump and say, I want to come to Canada. If you can't take things if you can't tolerate people, if you can't tolerate people's sorry for my language, rubbish, people's misbehaviors and wrong attitudes, then I don't think Canada is for you. Because in Nigeria, there are certain things that you can do. You can punch someone on the face. You can, lose their tires. You can't do that here. You can't do that here. So check your personality type. There are certain things some people can tolerate. There are certain things they cannot tolerate. If you know you cannot tolerate it, my dear, find another country to go to. And this is someone telling you from her own experience. Yes, someone threw my food away. Each time I tell my hubby is like, you're so strong. If it was me, because my hubby is not like me. It's the opposite of me. Complete opposite. If you touch him, he will give it back to you. Although he has a wonderful, I love his personality type. So these are things you should sit down and think. Can you tolerate someone throwing your food away? That's a big question. Let me actually put that in here. I'll probably make it a title of this. Can you tolerate someone throwing your food away in Canada? If you cannot, then Canada isn't for you. because it gets tougher. Yes, it does get tougher. That's just one side. Anyways, I've turned this into a storytelling. So check your personality type. I talked about COPR. COPR is confirmation of that's the permanent route. So we've left the temporary route, permanent route. Now, after school, you do your work permit. You have to get 1 year work experience if you're going to, because usually people who come to Canada via school to get PR, they go through the Canadian experience class. You might get provincial nominee program depending on the province you are going to. Saskatchewan does a good job helping graduates. Ontario does not, and that's why I tell people don't come to Ontario. Anyways, but if Ontario is your dream and you're coming via permanent, yes, you can come to Ontario permanently. But if you're studying, please look for a different province. Except God told you go to Ontario. So yeah. So study, work 1 year, submit your stuff in expression report, confirmation of residency, permanent residency, and you're good. Now, I just want to answer the myths. There are certain myths. These were the questions I got from Quora. And it's heavy questions. Do I have my water? Please give me a moment. Let me go grab something to drink. Whoa. People, I just want to be normal, though. I want to be. Yeah, so we're almost done. I was thinking this was going to last for 20 minutes. Anyways, so where were we? Myths. 3 myths, and these were. I found some of these questions on Quora, and I just said, okay, let me answer them. There was one I saw yesterday that I answered. I'll be talking about inadmissibility and denial as a video, proper video. So one of the myths, someone said, will I get my permanent residency if I marry a Canadian? If I chat a Canadian, like if I chat, is it possible to get a permanent residency chatting a Canadian via Tinder or via like a dating website? Okay. Okay. So chatting a Canadian will not give you permanent residency, unfortunately. That's it. I know some, I don't know if consultancy would say just chatting someone, you would maybe dating them and getting married to them. No, dating them will not give you permanent residency. Sorry, let me rephrase. There's something called conjugal relationship, there's partnership, there's spousal, and conjugal, partnership, or spousal. Those are actually the 3 pathways for under the sponsorship umbrella. You have to be legally married to a Canadian, and they don't just want to see chats. You have to follow process. They don't want to see chats you're chatting on dating websites. No. Legally married, show proof that you guys have lived together for the last 6 months at least. Show proof. They want to see that it's for you. You're not coming to marry the person because of the permanent residency card. And hey, if you get caught, don't do it. If you get caught that you're marrying a Canadian because you want to get a permanent residency and it's fraud, you can get banned. It's not a joke. It's on their website. You can get banned. So follow process. And let me gist you guys. I think I said it on the story stuff, storytelling of a married man or so. I don't know. I wasn't gonna say this here. I was gonna say it on the part 2 of my storytelling in April and in May. There was this guy I met when I went to get my international passport from the Nigerian embassy in Ottawa, because the embassy is in Ottawa, and Ottawa is the capital city of Canada. It's in Ontario, sorry. And he told me he can give me permanent. And then I was actually young, but I just thank Jesus that he had that sexual education. He had it on the inside of me, and I bless God for Auntie Joma. That woman did a good job. Auntie Joma is a lady who trained me while I was young. She groomed me in regards to sexual purity and all that. I'm not perfect though, but she did a good job. She really did a good job. So this man was like, oh, if you marry me I can take you to a lawyer and you get your permanent residency. I'm like, no, I can't marry a stranger. Oh. And at that time, I wasn't married, by the way. I can't marry a stranger. And he was like, well, three women have done. I'm like, you have married three women? Yes, and we just got divorced. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Thank you. Bye. Please don't do it. This guy came to me and offered me that marry a Canadian. And you know, after that time, people were not telling me marry a Canadian, marry a Canadian. I'm like, no, I'm not that kind of a person. I don't live my life based on paper or things. If God wants to give it to me, He will give it to me. If He does not want to give it to me, so be it. So be careful. Don't if it's real, if it's genuine. I know people who is genuine and they get it, then awesome. But if it's you're getting married because of it, because of the card only, please don't do it. Please. Because if you get caught, it will lead to a whole issue, and you don't even want to get there and then get a lawyer and then go to court and then spend money and then please, if you can take your hands off it, please. So the answer to that question, no, you will not. You can't become a Canadian. You can't even get permanent residency. You can't even visit Canada just by chatting someone. You have to be legally married and show proof. Okay? And in the long run, I'll be doing a video in regards to sponsorship. I think I should talk about that. Sponsorship, yeah. Question number 2. Can I come to Canada if I have no money? Is it possible for me to tell the government that I'm being molested? Oh, yeah, you can, but you have to come under refugee. You have to come under refugee. Refugee claim it's a little bit tricky. I would say I'll put a link in the description. Read their requirements before coming. Your life, Canada partners with some countries, but I believe your life have to be in critical danger, and most times they rather if you're a Canadian. Canada is very specific with their people. Like, you have to be a Canadian to get their sponsorship. Or to remember when COVID happened, and I heard they went to London, to China to pick people who were Canadian. If you had the virus, you cannot board. If you did not have the virus, you could board, and those messiness. So yeah, I will leave the link in the description for a refugee claimant. Although that's a very tough, I heard it's a tough experience. I know someone who went through it. If you follow process, yeah. If you follow process, yeah, they're pretty. Their process, like, I won't say Canada is lenient. Little things can make them actually deny an application. Very little. So follow process. I will say follow process. And the last question, I want to conclude this video. It's going too long. The last question is it possible for me to come to Canada? I am 40 years of age. Oh, this is a big one. This is a big one. So age is a factor. Let me actually sit down and talk about this. So for permanent residency, the age gap where you get that 100, you get the most points, 110, is between 20 to 29. Once you hit 30, your CRS score starts dropping. Manitoba, you won't do bad if you're 40 years old, but you have to go through provision. It's just to boost your CRS score, though. So when you get the provision nominee certificate, they give you 600 points. But the thing is, after that, you still have to go back to the express entry poll. So yes, they will give you invitation to apply, but it's not a guarantee because you have to still submit your information. I would say give it a try. If you meet the eligibility criteria, they see that you are bringing benefit to their country. Yeah, if 40 years old, I know a couple of people who are 40 years old who are here. If you have a legal job offer, you are bringing benefit to the country. Yes. If you have a family member, great, awesome. Make sure you show ties as much as you can. Yeah, but if you are 40 years or 50 years or 60 is pushing the limit, but it's possible. It's possible. There are a lot of pathways for that. Okay. So thank you all for listening to me. I promised that I was going to do this live broadcast. I know I shared a bit of my story here and there. Like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends. Make sure before you start this whole thing, know your why, what, and hows, because it helps narrow the journey and makes life a little bit easy, not just for you, but for your family as well. And you want to be careful because there are a lot of people who are there to steal from you. They are scammers. They are thieves out there. So beware of them and be mindful. Always read the Canadian website. Most things are there. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Do know what to subscribe, share, like. It's your favorite girl, Beatrice, and I will be dropping something soon. Check out my website soon. Okay. Get your free guide. Okay. Bye. Oh, join my Facebook group at Immigration Vlog and my Instagram at immigration_vlog. Okay. Bye now.